Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Sumit, and today I'm going to talk about a very interesting feature which recently Salesforce has released in the summer 26 version, Web Console, but it's in a beta version. So, first of all, what exactly a web console is? So, Salesforce Web Console is a lightweight browser-based IDE that runs directly inside your Salesforce org. It is designed to improve the high performance, fully browser-based experience in context development, cost-effective alternative to heavy IDE tools. It bridged the gap between the legacy developer console, advanced but resource-heavy agent force vibe. So now the question comes that why Salesforce introduced the web console beta. See, the reason is the in Salesforce, we already got a developer console. If you see, we already got developer console. But the problem with the developer console is that it has been outdated and very limited. Like using developer console, if I would like to create a Lightning web component, I'm unable to do that. So if I would like to create any Lightning web component, there is no option to create a Lightning. We can create Lightning component, but this is Aura component. But if we want to create a Lightning Web component, we are unable to do that. If I want to use AI features to quickly generate the codes for me, that also we can't do that. So we have limitations on developer console. The fully features IDs like Agent 4, Vibe IDs, or the Cursor AI can be powerful, but may consume more system resources, and the developer needed something faster, lightweight, accessible directly within the org, and optimized for agile development flows. So the web console solves this problem. Now, there are key features for the Salesforce Web Console. That first of all, it's a browser-based IDE, so we don't need to install anything. No installation required. It will run directly in the Salesforce org via browser. It's lightweight and high performance in context development, modern UI experience, and it is very cost effective because it reduces dependency on heavy external ID environment for basic and intermediate tasks. So so in today's video, I will be going to show you how do we use developer console, how do we enable or activate the developer console, and how are we going to use this. So in order to do this, the very first step we have to do is we need to switch back to setup home, and in the home we search for web console, and here you can see web console beta. And what we can do, we can simply click on Web Console Beta and we'll see if it is activated or not. So if it is not activated, we have to enable this. So it says enable Web Console Beta to allow user with all data permission to access Web Console Beta from the setup menu. That means from here, from setup here. Right now you can see we have setup and developer console, but there is no web console. So I'll just activate this. Once I activate this Web Console Beta, we'll be able, and when I refresh, when I reload this, you can see the web console feature, web console option will be available from the setup menu now. It is going to be enabled here. So it takes some time, or maybe we can log out and log in again. So as I mentioned that it takes some time. So web console beta, it is there. And now what do? We can click and open this web console. So I can right click and open this web console in a new tab. Now, when you load it into a new tab, it will take some time. So not to worry, because it will load and it will automatically check any existing applications or existing projects will be there. So it will load it. And the interface of the web console is somehow similar to the Visual Studio Code. So those who have already worked on Visual Studio Code, they will found it very easy to work on the this web console. The shortcuts are there, show all command. Now, the interesting part of the web console is that we don't need to install any extensions. We don't need to set up the CLI, the way the CLI what we used to do for our Visual Studio Code. And for example, if you see here, we have the extensions option. Right now, the extension features is not in, like, we don't have extensions available because, as I mentioned, it's in a beta version. So few of the features might not be going to work now. So you have to wait till it is fully available. Then we have the run and debug option, source control, search, and explorer. Now, for example, it will take some time, and what we can do here, we have the options for the account. So manage extension, account preferences, and there's a manage. When we click manage, the command palette. So this command palette looks similar to the Visual Studio Code. So now you can see the SQL test builder, it has been added. So let me don't save this. And when we click explore, see untitled workspace, it's added by default automatically. And when I expand the, we have the force app classes and LWC objects, triggers. See, we have everything available here by default. So this is interesting thing. This is interesting for us. Like it's very interesting to use this. Now what we are going to do here is I will be going to use the series if we want to create any Apex class. So how do we create an Apex class? So we can click here, and the as I mentioned that the CLI has already been installed, so we don't need to download and install CLI. And for this, what do? We are going to use the CLI here only. It's already a part of sales. It's already there in Web Console, so we don't have to add it additionally. Okay, so we don't have to edit additionally, but just in case if I want to load an existing Apex class or if I have any existing component, so what do? We can go to Salesforce org browser, and in the org browser, we can retrieve. You can see Apex classes, expand this, and the Apex classes. For example, if I want the Apex class name as, let's say, see, we have so many classes are here. And let's say I want to load account trigger like account service class. So I just select this account service and download this. So you can see this account service class has been installed successfully. Like it has been extracted and it's available here now. So in same manner, if you want to fit any LWC component or Aura component, right? So we have here. So you can see LWC or components, data connectors. So we have these available. So we can get it from here easily. This, see this, duplicate rules, documents, escalation. See, it's a complete browser. It's a complete Salesforce org browser. So any file, if you want to, we want to fetch and retrieve and add it into our org, into this project, we can do that. We can add it. Now, one very interesting thing, because we have enabled the web console, and if I'll this time, if I'll get back to the Apex class, so we can load it from here also. When we go to Apex classes, so we can load it here. See that's see this web console beta. Now, using web console, if I would like to create any Apex class, so what do? We click on the gear icon, command palette, and we can type SFDX, and you can see create Apex class, Apex trigger, unit test class. I click on Apex class, default Apex class. Let's suppose I'll give the class name as Apex 1, for example, Apex 1, or let's say example Apex class. For anything I want, I give the name as example Apex class and enter and project. So you can see the Apex class will get created. Apex class gets created. And now we can write public static void function one, and here I write system dot debug. So system dot debug, and I just write test function using web console. And now the interesting part is, like in Visual Studio Code, we have to save and then we need to add, we need to run one more command to deploy. But here we don't have. Here, what do? We, as soon as we save this, for example, I click file and save all, you can see the deploying. So the component get deployed automatically. Let's check it out. The class name is example Apex class. So if we want, we can check it here. I just load it. And here will be our Apex class, example Apex class. The class name is example Apex class. So I'll just check out here E, and you can see the class will be available here, example Apex class. See the class added here successfully, the class created here successfully. Fine. So that's the way we can create Apex class. Now, in same manner, if I would like to create a Lightning web component, so using Web Console, we can add a Lightning web component also. So how do we do that? Again, click gear icon, command palette, SFDX create Lightning web component, and JavaScript, and I'll just say test LWC CMP. Okay, it says it gives you suggestions also. So test LWC CM component one, CMP1, and enter. And you can see first component with three files, meta XML file. So I'll just set this to true, and we set the targets slash targets, and I set the target as target lightning underscore app page and lightning underscore home page. Save this, and on okay, you can see we are getting an error. So it gives an error also, the error, the output problem is also there. So anyway, let me just add a division here. I just had a division paragraph LWC, or I'll just say test LWC component using web console. Test LWC component using. Okay, let me check. Oh, sorry, it should be L. Not bad. That should be lightning. Save this. And deploying component. See, deployed successfully. So I'll just save this and the component get deployed successfully. Now we can check it out. Here I can just check lightning, DHP, lightning components, and I can see the component name. The component is test LWC CMP1. So lightning component and the test LWC CMP1. So the new component will be added here successfully. Like this way, we can add a component. Fine. So like this way, we can create and deploy a component on Salesforce using Web Console. Now, if I would like to run an Apex class, like in Developer Console, we used to have open execute anonymous window. If I write here system.debug test, or I just write hello from Developer Console, and I'm going to open log, execute this. So we'll be able to see debug log, and I can see hello from Developer Console. Same thing we can do here. So if we want, we can check out here. We can do that. So how do we do this? So for this, what do? We'll go to Web Console, and in the command palette, we just type sfdx create anonymous Apex script. Create anonymous Apex script. Let's say test Apex script, enter, and here it is coming hello world. Instead of this, I can just say hello from web console and save this. And now we are going to execute this. Now we are going to execute this. So right click and say execute anonymous with currently open editor. So when I click, you can see it will execute, and we will be able to see the output here. See system.debug hello from web console, or debug hello from web console. See this. So like this way, we can test the Apex class, or we can execute this class, we can execute it. And not only this, if we have any Apex class, and if we want to run that Apex class function from here, we can do that. So it will act similar like the it act exactly similar like the anonymous window in the developer console. Now, if I would like to run these SOQL queries like in Developer Console, we used to have the query editor, and we can test the query. We can write, let's select name, comma, phone, comma, type, from, account, and when we execute this, we can see the response here. So in same manner, if we want to similar operation in the web console, that also we can do. And for this, we go to command palette, and we can just select here sfdx colon create query in SQL builder. So we can create query in SQL builder, and I can test the query. So I just write here test SOQL1, enter. Now this will give a query builder for us, and you can see we can test the query. We can test our query. And how do we test it? Let's suppose I want to execute a query from the account. So from here I select account object, then fields. Now the interesting part is in developer console, we have to write it. So within developer console, we don't have an option to write a query like this. Either we have to use some additional, we need to use some third party tools like we have an option here called Salesforce Inspector Reloaded. So we can use the Salesforce Inspector Reloaded in order to do the data export, and then we can test it. But here also we have to type in. But here in the web console, we can select the fields. So for example, I just want to use name field, and we can add fields actually name, phone, type, and annual revenue. So I just add the fields, and we can filter out also. For example, if we want to add a filter where active equals to true, we can add the value. So select fields is equal to where active equals to, and it will fetch the value over there. So active equals to, it will run the value according to that. But right now, I'm not going to add any filter. And then order by. And when we click on run query, you can see the query get triggered, and we will be getting an option to download the file in a CSV format or as well as in a JSON format. Okay, we can execute the file. We can run the result in a JSON format also, a CSV or in a JSON format. Right. So it's pretty good. It's pretty easy, especially while we are working on the Lightning Web Component development. So we can use this. Or if we are working on the classes, so then also we can use this Web Console Beta if you want to quickly work on the program. Like if you want to quickly develop the codes. So for the faster development, we can use this. For the faster development, we can use the uh, web console instance. Now there are few idle use cases where we can use this web console beta. For example, writing and testing Apex classes, running SOQL queries, debugging logs, quick metadata edits, and agile development tasks, or in-org troubleshooting. Now, because since it is in a beta version, so features may evolve in future. Some capabilities may be limited, not yet fully recommended for mission critical enterprise development. Best use in sandbox for evaluation because it's in a beta version right now. So that's all in this that's all in this video. If you find this video helpful, so don't forget to like, subscribe this video, and don't forget to press the bell icon to get the updates on the latest video. And also comment below, have you tried the web console beta yet? So just let me know if you have tested it out or yet or no. And if you want hands-on training on Salesforce, LWC, or Agentforce, so stay connected with AITechone. See you in the next video. Until then, keep learning and keep growing in Salesforce. Have a nice day. Goodbye.